Yo, yo, yo. What up? Kayla, what's going on, my friend? What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. La la la. Okay, I think I got it out for now anyways. Happy Tuesday, guys. It's good to see you. Day 5 of Blood Stained Ritual of the Night today. Man, I'm having a good time with the game. It's a good fun time, man. It's very nostalgic for me. I'm enjoying it. We've had some cheese go on with some of the bosses, man. Pulling them into loops or just finding ways to let our familiars do most of the work, stuff like that. It's been a little bit crazy. We've been cheesed by bosses too, though. I've got some highlights on the channel if you guys want to check it out, but it's been a fun time nonetheless. It's a very good Metroidvania. I enjoy it very much. So we'll keep pushing, baby. We'll keep pushing. So we'll do the news, and then we'll pop into that, man. Hope everybody's day is going well so far. It's good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and do what we do, baby. Let's get in here and take a look at what we got for video gaming news for today, February 28th. Thanks, Kayla. I appreciate it. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? Let's see here. Pop on over. That's what we're listening to this morning. Crypt of the Necro Dancer, yeah? Crypt of the Necro Dancer vibes, rhythm-based RPG, adventure RPG. Check it out. Check it out. Retro-style pixel animation kind of game, but done very well. It's notorious for being a very good rhythm-based game. And it's got an extensive soundtrack. So if you dig what you're listening to and you like those kind of games, go check it out, all right? Yeah. Better than not okay. Yeah. I'm good, man. I don't think I'm gonna have any stream content this weekend. Think we're gonna go take a little trip, see some family this weekend. So I'm gonna take a little bit of time off and relax and go see some family and so that always feels a bit rough. I don't like having time off from streaming, but you know, every once in a while it's kind of needed. And to go see some family will be good. So yeah, I'm good though. Yeah, thanks. Thank you for asking. I'm good, man. Just got to get rid of this cough, man. This cough has lingered super hard. It's been pretty rough. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I always do. It's nice going and seeing the family. Yeah, it's not like a super, um, you know, big deal or anything, but we'll get out of here for a little bit and go hang out with some family and have a good weekend. Relax a little bit. It'll be good. Yeah. Yep. See what we got. What about you? You got any plans? They got your schedule all wonked out right now for your days off or what? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Maybe we'll see you later. We'll talk about it then, okay? Yeah. Hope work goes well. Thanks. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Kayla. See what we got. Popular OG Xbox games only $2 for a limited time. See what we got in there. Uh, yeah, we watched the Pokemon present stuff yesterday. A lot of mobile news on the Pokemon front. The big drop for primary bigger platforms other than mobile was like the DLC for Scarlet and Violet. I think the other big thing they were trying to promote there was the like Pokemon Sleep stuff. It's like basically a sleep tracker, which is Pokemon's take on what so many other tech companies have done for such a long time in tracking sleep, but they have like a Pokemon app set up for it that also kind of, if what I'm gathering is it kind of integrates very well with Pokemon Go and so it's a whole Pokemon sleep tracker and it integrates with Pokemon Go and so that's kind of what they but a lot of their stuff was on the mobile side of things. Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite. What else did they have going on? The sleep stuff and then the DLC. Yeah. So that was the main gist of it yesterday, really. And Let's see. What are they talking about? Pokemon Red and Green games? Did I miss something? Oh, the Cafe Remix stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Go Plus. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Oh, yeah. February 27th was when Pokemon Red and Green debuted. Thought it was Red and Blue, dude. That was in Japan. It was Red and Green in Japan, Red and Blue, I think, in the U.S., right? But Red and Green debuted on January 27th, 27 years ago. So that's why January 27th is Pokemon Day. That's what they were talking about. But yeah, basically everything I talked about is what I just, was what they're talking about in the article there. So I'll link it. You guys take a look if you want. But we watched it yesterday while it was running live, and you know, if you're into Pokemon stuff, then you might be a little bit psyched about some of that. I used to be. I used to. I mean, I played the original Pokemon games, and I played a good number of them. Um, I just fell out of it. Paradox gearing up to set the gaming what news world on fire. Okay. AI is scary, dude. AI stuff is scary. It's fun and it's funny, but it's also scary stuff, dude. Yeah, we already know there's like, geez, a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff in development right now. I mean, a lot. So, I don't know. Ubi's really banking hard on what? One moment. I apologize. It sounded like someone was knocking at our door almost, man. Um, I don't know. They've always leaned heavy on their big titles, right? Which so many big developers do. So that's not outside of the norm or anything. But Ubi's not doing very well, and it looks like they're really just jumping on the shoulders of Assassin's Creed at this point. They want Assassin's Creed to really pull them through this low point. It feels like. So we'll see if that works or not. I don't know. Games inbox. Are there too many Pokemon games? This is one of the things that I've actually been talking about lately. Is Pokemon feels just like, funny enough, Assassin's Creed to me. One of the reasons I lost my affection for the Pokemon video games was because it just felt like there's just so much, dude. There's just always, 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 always more. And that's the way Assassin's Creed is too. Always, 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 always something new. And now Assassin's Creed has like somewhere between 5 and 10 more games in development right now for Assassin's Creed. Pokemon's just always got more stuff coming out, and it just loses, an IP, a series, loses its luster to me. I don't know how people can continue to get excited about games that come out when it's so polluted. Like the game industry will be so polluted with Assassin's Creed games. It's so polluted with Pokemon stuff, and I it loses its you know shine to me. It loses that pull for me. It's just like, oh god, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And so I think that Pokemon's at least doing some stuff with some of their games where they're trying to go open world and they're making some different changes, which is kind of exciting for people, and maybe bringing some people in that have felt the way that I have felt over the lifespan of the Pokemon games, but I don't know. I mean, it still hasn't gripped me the way that they ever did in the first place. You know, it's just there's just so much. Firewall Ultra will utilize UE5. Let's see what Firewall. I don't even know what Firewall Ultra is. Looks like there's a new aircraft that you can purchase in Flight Simulator. Yeah, the Antonov AN-255 Maria. I don't know. So I don't know. It's like if you've been waiting on that aircraft, it's in Flight Simulator at this point for you to purchase. Looks like we've got some Escape from Tarkov news. This is rumor, dude. I'm not diving. I'm tired of the GTA 6 rumor stuff. That's just it's just speculation, man. It's there's so much stuff about GTA. I mean, obviously we got leaks, you know, because I mean, look, unfortunately, in my opinion, unfortunately, GTA Rockstar got hacked, and a bunch of GTA 6 got leaked. A lot of people go, "Well, that was really cool." It's not really, dude. It's not cool that company got hacked, and a bunch of information that they weren't ready to reveal, or a bunch of information they probably wouldn't have ever revealed, at least not for a long time, got stolen from them and released to the public. It's bad for the relationship between the consumer and the fan base of video games and the developer. It's not good for the relationship between us. It's just not. It forces the developer's hand to talk about a game when they're not ready to talk about a game. It pushes them into a corner to, really discuss information they weren't ready to discuss. So, um, you know, there's a lot of stuff we found out about the game, we saw about the game, and ultimately, it's still not necessarily indicative of what we will, what the final product will be or anything. But, now that you got GTA 6, obviously, is this huge, huge anticipated title, and people just want more and more and more news on it, and a lot of it's just rumor mill. It's like water cooler talk. It's there might be a little bit of justified truth in it, but as far as an official capacity behind it, Rockstar's not really pushing anything out at this point at people. So a lot of it's just rumor mill stuff that's going to have to be taken with a grain of salt, and for me, it's not really worth diving into. It's just a bunch of people trying to like generate hype around what they think could be part of the game, and it's just not worth diving into for me, man, anymore. I'm done with it. Tears of the Kingdom DLC seemingly teased by Nintendo. So, not only will Nintendo want you to purchase the game at $70, they've already got DLC in the work they'll want you to pay for afterwards. Then, not too long after all of that, they'll come out with a new platform. And if you want to play this game on that platform, this stuff won't be backwards compatible. They'll make you pay for the game again at $70 for the new platform that comes out and pay for the DLC again. So probably dropping around $200 total just to play Tears of the Kingdom on the current version of the Switch and their new gen console that comes out within the next year. Not to mention how much you would have to pay for the new console that comes out too. Gross. Miyazaki looking to multiplayer games. What? Oh, like Escape from Tarkov for inspiration. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition to launch on what? March 7th? Huh. Okay. Let's take a look. Smash Bros. Ultimate characters being banned? Interesting. All right. Fortnite down for server maintenance. We'll see what's up with that. PS4 and PS5 exclusive no longer playable as of today. Elden Ring DLC Shadow of the Erdtree is being confirmed. All right. And we just hit a bunch of articles right there. What else do we have? This is the norm. We talk about this a lot, especially. I mean, this is a hot topic considering where we're at right now with the Activision Blizzard acquisition by Microsoft and how Sony's been like, oh, well, this is anti-competitive and you know this can't be allowed to happen because this will no longer let us compete with Microsoft. Microsoft has always been under PlayStation, or Xbox has always been under PlayStation. PlayStation has literally always outsold hardware wise, just on the hardware front, but usually software as well. On the hardware front, or PlayStation throughout the lifespan, from PlayStation 1 all the way on, in the competition from PlayStation against Xbox, PlayStation has always outsold roughly double. You can see right here, PlayStation 5s at this point have sold about 30 million consoles, whereas Xbox Series X and S combined has sold roughly 18.5 million. So PlayStation hasn't quite doubled up on them, but it's not. They're not far off, and that's the norm. That's the norm. That's a well-known fact too. So it's funny how PlayStation constantly wants to be like with this whole acquisition. Oh, this is anti-competitive, and this, really what it is PlayStation doesn't want things to change. They don't. They don't want Xbox to get an advantage and to have to change things. Mamselle, what's up? How are you? Happy Tuesday. So this is a number that we've known about for a long time across the history of sales for these console competitors. And there are a lot of other numbers coming out, though, that have had to be submitted from all of these companies in regards to this acquisition that's happening. Potential acquisition. Oh, Luminous Productions is to be merged into Square Enix. Interesting. Hmm. It's good luck if you swallow it. Did you know that? We've already talked about this. She swallowed all. She's gonna be very lucky then, yeah. No way. Check this out. Beyond Good and Evil 2 faces another setback. Jeez, dude. That game's never coming out, by the way. Wait, what? What was that? Game developer apologizes for racist cartoon? Oof. All of her bottom front teeth, most likely. Yeah. That's funny. How you doing, Memzel? Other than looking for teeth around the place. Little doji teeth. Tired? Yeah, I feel that today too. Splatoon 3 fresh season update live, patch notes released. We'll take a look at that. We've already got stuff up about the Fortnite server downtime and update. We've got something up on this as well. We've already talked about Genshin over the past couple of days as well with their update. I'm not gonna dive into that. God, the Game News 24, their articles are so hard to read. Work this week and next 2 weeks, then 2 weeks off. Oh, that sounds great. Nice. Yeah, let's stick with what we got here. Nice. That's awesome. Sick. I'm actually taking this weekend off. I'm gonna go see some family this weekend. Take a little bit of a quick little 2-day vacation. See some family, which will be nice. I don't like taking time off from streaming, but it'll be nice to just chill and relax. So I'm gonna do that this weekend. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character is being banned. Yeah, it is needed sometimes. Yeah, for sure. I just finally got caught up, all the way caught up, man, on all of my VODs, and I'm staying caught up. Made, I've adopted this mindset. I have a New Year's resolution of every single day getting all my content cut out of my VODs immediately after I quit streaming. And whereas before I was like getting caught up in other things as soon as I was done streaming, and I would end up getting big chunks of VODs. I'm talking like weeks worth to even maybe over a month worth of VODs sometimes. I would have to go back through and just cut a bunch of content out of and get it all. It's like cutting it all out and then getting it all exported to YouTube and stuff. So I still have work to do. I've still got a lot of stuff that I've got to get made public on YouTube and everything at this point. But at this current time, everything that I have VOD wise is current. Everything's being caught. It's all caught up, and I'm staying caught up by each day getting all the VOD stuff done. So I've gotten at least that part of catching up for all my content stuff done, which feels great. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. I'm gonna take a weekend, go see some family, and once I get back, then I'm really gonna stay caught up because that's like my New Year's resolution, and then start like really hitting hard with getting all the old content put up on YouTube and made public for everybody. You know, I got a lot of stuff I got to get caught up on there now. Get caught up on that side of it, and then I can stay current on that side while I'm current on the VOD stuff too. And then it's just like anything extra that I want to do for the channel and the community moving forward, which is like my ultimate goal, man. Yeah. It's been a trek, dude. It's been a lot of work. I'm talking like streaming all day long and then working till like 9, 10 o'clock at night some nights. You know what I mean? It's been a lot of work, but getting there and getting caught up and staying caught up is the big thing. I've gotten into this real. It was like I kept trying to get there, and then I'd have setbacks, like all the holiday stuff set me back, and then I got sick and it set me back, and it just seemed like it was always something, So, but I've been working my butt off, man, and hopefully here before long I'll be totally caught up. I can stay current every single day, and then it'll just be like making cool new montages and, get the merch store set up and all kinds of stuff like that, hopefully. It'll be good. It'll be good. Smash Bros. Ultimate character is being banned. Peter, what up? What's going on, Peter? How you doing? While Nintendo has stopped supporting Smash Bros. Ultimate, presumably to focus on the next installment in the series, fans haven't stopped supporting the game. Many still play it, and there's even a robust competitive scene. The latest news about the game comes from this competitive scene. If you don't pay attention to this scene, one character in particular has been causing issues and controversy, and thus is now being banned from use in tournaments. The character in question is Steve from Minecraft, who was added to the game after it's released as a DLC fighter. The character has been outright banned by several tournaments at this point, and the latest is the Collision Gaming Series. Meanwhile, some tournaments are not banning the character outright in favor of simply banning the use of the exploit that makes the character so OP and controversial. For those that don't know, Steve makes use of what Super Smash Bros. Ultimate players are calling a PMLG. Without diving deep into jargon you may not be familiar with, Steve and his block placing ability can break out of stuns and multi-hit attacks he shouldn't be able to, or at least that's the argument. Unfortunately, it's unclear what permanent solution there can be other than banning the character, as Nintendo is no longer updating the game and adjusting characters, because it's hardly involved in the game's competitive scene outside of going, hey, wait, there was money to be made here, so they shut everybody down that was such a huge part, like Smash World Tour, of continuing to help there be a competitive scene around the game, which was terrible. Nintendo sucks like this. They're so bad about this kind of stuff. Now they're like, oh, well, we won't support it anymore either because we're going to just go work on making a new one. And then we won't support that until we feel like there's money to be made as well. So that's what they're going to do. That's what Nintendo does. Nintendo sucks like this, dude. Because it's hardly involved in the game's competitive scene, we don't expect this change simply to aid said competitive scene. As always, we will be sure to update the situation as it evolves, but for now, sounds like the game's competitive scene is torn on what to do, and with no simple or proper solution in sight, it's hard to see this changing anytime soon. Yeah. Good old Nintendo, man. Well, there you go, man. Looks like Steve is being banned outright in a lot of competitive Smash Bros. Tournaments and stuff, if you didn't know. Fortnite down. How long is server maintenance for update 23.50? Fortnite fans are getting ready for the release of 23.50 on PlayStation 4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Switch, Android, and PC. The final update of the current season will add new gameplay features and make countless bug fixes. Unfortunately, however, update 23.50 will be accompanied by a period of server downtime, which means you won't be able to play and log in and play for at least a couple of hours. Looks like releasing slightly earlier than usual, Fortnite Update 23.50 will be available to download from 8 a.m. GMT UK time on the morning of February 28th. Matchmaking will begin to be disabled at 7:30 a.m., like 30 minutes ahead of that time, while servers will be taken offline in full at 8 a.m. News was announced by Epic on Twitter alongside a sneak preview of what fans can expect from Update 23.50. Downtime for 23.50 begins at 3 a.m. Eastern time, so that would be like 2 a.m. stream time or midnight Pacific time. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Nintendo is not necessarily just picky. Nintendo is just kind of crap about being good to their fan base. I'll give you some examples. Dude, I feel like I'm about to sneeze. But so let's just talk about Smash in particular, okay? about being nice to their consumer and their fan base and stuff, in regards to Smash in particular, um, there's a fighting tournament, a very big fighting tournament that happens every single year in the middle of the summer called Evo, if you're not familiar. And Evo, last year was the first year that Evo was happening where it had been bought out by Sony, right? So Sony had bought the event, right? They now own the event. This will be the second year. This summer will be the second year that they've put on the event after owning it. Well, this event has been going on for a very long time, and it's a huge event for competitive fighting scene. We're talking Street Fighter, Tekken, Smash, Mortal Kombat, you name it. A lot of the top fighting games, Dragon Ball stuff. There's a lot of fighting game tournament stuff that happens there, and there's prize pools and things like that. And last year, before the tournament happened, Nintendo went, "Oh, well, hey, guess what? Nintendo or Sony owns the tournament now, so we're pulling the game out. We're pulling the game out. Nobody can play Smash Bros at Evo anymore because Sony owns it, and they're one of our competitors." Which really was just a slap in the face to all the competitive players of Smash. It didn't hurt Sony. All Sony did was throw in place of Smash, all they did was replace Smash with multiverses. So all it came off as was a big slap in the face of all the people that enjoy Super Smash Bros. And they weren't able to play Smash at Evo anymore. And that's going to be the same case this year. And then you have the same other, on the same front. And look, I am just talking about Smash. There's a lot of other stuff that Nintendo does very badly in regards to, having a focus on, trying to maintain a fun atmosphere around the games it creates for its fans. But another thing that came out towards the end of last year and the beginning of this year was that Nintendo has never wanted to have anything to do with the competitive scene around Smash, right? Never. They've been very public about that, about the fact that it's never been something that they cared about. They never created the game to be a competitive fighting game, but nonetheless, it happened, right? Well, when Nintendo never wanted to pick up the ball and help create a competitive scene or help, I don't know, maybe not create, but to help really, mature the scene around the competitive part of Smash for the people that like to play it competitively, Nintendo always said no, right? Always said no. Yeah, Peter. Yeah, always said no. And so then you had these other like independent organizations that just started from basically scratch and started with nothing a long time ago. Like Smash World Tour is one of the biggest ones. They'll be talked about in an acronym SWT, but it stands for Smash World Tour. And they are not an official Nintendo partner or anything like that, but it was an organization that got set up by a bunch of people that were just passionate gamers, and they were passionate about Smash, and they started holding big tournaments because Nintendo never wanted to have anything to do with the competitive scene around the game. Well, all of a sudden, Nintendo saw that there's this big competitive scene around the game, and that, so there's money to be made that we're missing out on, right? So Nintendo starts going, oh, well, hey, if nobody has gotten a permit from us to run these games officially licensed through us in a competitive capacity for like tournaments and stuff, then you can't, or we'll sue you. So in the midst of last year's tournament process for Smash World Tour, Smash World Tour basically had to shut everything down because Nintendo went, we should be making money off this now, even though they never did any of the work up front in the first place to get any of this competitive scene going. They just stepped in and went, we're stopping it all because we're not making money off of any of this, even though we had nothing to do with getting this competitive scene popping off in the first place. Nintendo sucks on stuff like this. And it's really, really terrible And I can give you plenty of other examples about Nintendo in the way that they do things that it's just really, really greedy and really scummy. Like, the way that they don't do any kind of backwards compatibility, really. And it's like right now they're going to drop Tears of the Kingdom at a $70 price point. We've got an article up right now talking about how they've got DLC coming out too. It'll probably cost about $30 or $40 also, right? So they're going to want people to spend roughly $100 to play Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch. And probably half a year to a year after that, the new Nintendo console is probably going to drop. Then if anybody wants to play it on the new Nintendo console, they're going to have to drop another $70 to $100 to play it on the new console too, because there won't be any backwards compatibility. I am almost positive, because Nintendo sucks at it. And they don't want to allow backwards compatibility because why? They want people to go out and have to buy the game again after buying the new console also, right? It's a really scummy mechanic. It's really, really gross. Yeah. Nintendo has already stated they are releasing Tears of the Kingdom at $70. And they've tried to calm down people about it. Like, oh, well, not every game's going to be $70 moving forward, just our top tier titles. So what that means is literally every Zelda game coming out moving forward, every Mario game almost moving forward, things like that will be $70, right? Which is gross, especially on the front of Nintendo, because Nintendo games never go on sale anyways, right? And ultimately, there's no need for games to be popping off at $70 because there's so many microtransactions that happen in the world of gaming anymore. It's not inflation, dude. It's not inflation. It's not inflation, Peter. It's not inflation. It's not inflation. Nope. It's greed. It's greed. It's greed. It's not inflation. People keep going, oh, well, it's inflation. Games haven't increased in price from 60 to 70, in roughly the past 15 to 20 years. No, they haven't, but it's because they haven't needed to. With all the other monetization that's gone on in the gaming industry, whether it be games coming out at release and then a month and a half later having DLC that costs half the price of the game, or microtransaction shops, or battle passes. I mean, you name it, buddy. They're getting their money. They're getting their money, man. And that's why they haven't needed to raise the price, and they still don't need to. But they're doing it, And it's a lot of these things that people don't look at critically about, I see that all the time. People go, well, they haven't raised the price in 15 to 20 years. And it's like, dude, they haven't needed to. They have raised the price. They just they've done it in ways that it doesn't look like they've raised the price initially. They're still getting their extra money. They're getting it, man. They are. So there are a lot of ways in which Nintendo has sucked on this front and in other ways. And it's really gross, man. So downtime for it looks like it happened early this morning. For Fortnite, that's kind of where we're at right now. Downtime for the update 23.50 began at 3 a.m. Eastern, which would have been 2 a.m. our time. Again, midnight exactly Pacific time, or around 8 a.m. GMT UK time. If it's anything like previous periods of server downtime, then downtime should end after a couple of hours, meaning the game will be back online at around 10 a.m. GMT. Yeah, that's what they were predicting, was about 2 hours of downtime, but we'll see. Express Online will keep this article up to date. Yeah. In terms of what fans can expect, the headline new feature of Update 23.50 is the release of the Creed 3 movie crossover. Fans will almost certainly be able to purchase an Adonis Creed skin from the item shop in the coming days. Fingers crossed, we'll also get a Rocky Balboa skin. Update 23.50 will also... Stay the foundation for the upcoming end of season event, which takes place within the next week. I think that's what that was supposed to be. Oh, you went there, dude? For real? Yo, what'd you think? Because we read an article about it not too long ago. Yeah. You actually went to it? Yeah? Interesting. You said it's legit, though? Yeah, you enjoyed it? The numbers in Epic's teaser tweet translate to crack the code, which suggests some kind of code-breaking element in the end of season finale. This is like probably what they're talking about, right? Um, hold on. It's all fully open. Right on. I just, dude, I'm not big anymore on like going places where it's really crowded and stuff, dude. Like the more people that are around someplace, dude, the more I get sketched out because people just scare me, dude. People just scare me. People are scary, and the more people there are in like a location, the more it weirds me out. But it seems like it's probably pretty expensive too, man. You know. Let me see something real quick. Um, what am I looking for here? The I'm blanking. Just a second. Is that what it was? Let me see here. Uh, I'm almost wondering if this like All right, I'm just looking some stuff up real quick. I haven't been playing Hogwarts, dude. I kind of flushed it. If you see, we're playing Bloodstained right now. So, I think Hogwarts had a lot of good content in it, but the PC port was terrible. Yeah, and I call it a PC port because it wasn't a legitimate PC version of the game. They basically took the console version of the game that they made and they tried to port it over to PC before the game released, and it felt really bad. So, I got about I played 8 days of it. I was trudging through it. It was mauling me out because of all the frame drop and stuttering. And there were some other issues in the game that were kind of, yeah, I know. Yeah, console runs really well. But that's another one of those things I talk about all the time. It's like, it's just not acceptable. If a developer says a game's going to release on any platform, it should be optimized fully for that platform. And cool, I'm glad that it felt good for the players on consoles, and I'm glad that I played it on PC. I want to play the worst version of the game when it releases. And it didn't feel good, man. It didn't feel good on PC. It felt really gross. It felt really gross for most people on PC, I would say. And on that front, man, that's terrible. And you could tell that the game was absolutely made for console. Um, well, I don't know that PC should be first or anything. That's not what I'm getting at. But there are telltale signs that a game was definitely made for one platform and then ported over to another. Um, Whenever you get things, and I'll give you an example, like a game like Hogwarts. Whenever I was playing it, there were things like the controls were very unintuitive. the controls set up for keyboard and mouse were really, really bad. Um, whereas it looked like they played very well on controller. Then you had things like whenever you were in like character creation mode or going to like the barber to get your hair changed or whatever, you couldn't change around the character to look at the character with your mouse. You couldn't click on the character and move it around to like look at the way your character looked in like 360 degrees. You had to switch over, let go of your mouse, and use the actual arrow keys. And the game didn't tell you that or anything. And no game made for PC does that. Sorry. No game made for PC, optimized for PC, does that in 2023. No flipping way. Another thing is like on menus, you would have like what your hotkeys were to like, for instance, back out of a menu. It would say escape to back out of the menu. Any game that's optimized for PC, you can click on that button as well with your mouse. Not in Hogwarts Legacy because it was built for console, you know? So, I mean, it just feels real gross. This is the kind of stuff that, and I had people say stuff like, well, at least it wasn't bad as Cyberpunk, or at least it wasn't as, buggy as something like a Bethesda game. It's like, man, that's the wrong mindset to have. No game should feel like a Bethesda game. No game should, no game should be buggy like a Bethesda game. No game should come out and feel like Cyberpunk. And no game should come out and have issues like Hogwarts does on PC. So what's unfortunate is that we've dealt with so many issues in game releases over so many years that we've gotten to a point where the bar's been set so low that we go, oh, well, at least it's not that bad. At least it's not that bad. And instead of going, that's just not acceptable, and it's really not. That's what my big prompt for people, what I want people to, what I advocate for is for people to quit comparing and just go, that is not the way this should be done. Quit comparing it to things that have been done in the past and just make these developers elevate the quality of the product they're bringing to the table, because nobody wants to play through anything that feels like crap. It doesn't matter what the comparison would be. Just stop doing it. Because if it comes out and it feels like crap, and I don't expect it for any game to come out and feel flawless, but to come out and constantly be dealing with frame drops and constantly be dealing with stuttering and things like that, and for it to be blatantly obvious that they just missed so much stuff in regards to not optimizing the game for a platform, it feels disgusting. And that's not what I paid for, So that was my big issue. I got about 8 days in, and on day 9, it was just, I couldn't do it anymore, man. I just had to dump it. I think there's a lot of good content in the game, but I just can't sit there and trudge through a game that feels like that anymore. I did it all the way through Elden Ring. Elden Ring was a terrible PC release too, and it felt so bad trudging through that game. And I did it, but I just can't do it anymore, man. Sit there and try to play through a game that has that many issues, and it just feels like a slap in the face every day I'm playing it. It doesn't feel good to me, and I know that it's not fun to watch me play either, because of I'm just always griping about it too. So it's not fun to watch me play it either. So I was just like, I'm done, dude. I'm done. So what do you mean? It was a port key, so you got to get them credit. What do you mean? What do you mean? So correct. I was wondering if this was like some kind of like hexadecimal to some kind of like conversion. Like if you pull these up in hex to decimal or something, I wonder what it would end up being. I don't know. It could be something like that. Who knows? PS4 and PS5 exclusive, no longer playable as of today. Less than a year after its launch, a PS4 and PS5 exclusive. Oh, their last game was Cars and Chicken Little. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the big scary things for me and a lot of other people, though, was like, you know, they this was a big reach for them as a developer. Like they hadn't come close to making anything of this magnitude before, right? A world like this. And I mean, look, man, even outside, they missed stuff, right? They did. As far as I'm concerned. You know, the flying around in the game, it felt okay, but dude, the fact that you can only pan Harry Potter's booty anyways. What's up, Wade? Like when you're on the broom, dude, you can only pan horizontally. You can't pan the camera vertically. It's like, dude, that's really gross. They didn't pull up any kind of comparison for you on equipment whenever give you the option to compare equipment whenever you're like um looking at other equipment in the game. That's like a standard for RPGs. They missed a lot of stuff. Bro, you haven't even built yours. I don't want to hear it. You want to talk like nice, dude. The troll is here, everybody. Um, by the way, I'm being trolled out. This PC can handle that game absolutely fine if it was actually optimized. So there were things about the game that they missed. And look, again, I mean, this was something outside of territory they'd ever done before, but there was a lot that just felt like, you know, for me in the game, there was a lot of cool content. There's a lot of stuff that felt like they did good, but there was also a lot that was like, dude, there were these people that even play video games, you know? Whenever I was playing through the game, I kept having that thought. Like, the people that developed this game, were these even like video game players as well? Because they missed so many things in my mind that I caught so very early in regards to a game like that just felt missed, you know? Wick, what's up, dog? What are you doing? When you hear the words PS4 exclusive or PS5 exclusive, you think of incredible games like God of War and its sequel, Marvel's Spider-Man, Bloodborne, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn, and its sequel. What you don't think of is the word flop. That's exactly what PS4 and PS5 console exclusive Babylon's Fall is. So it's not very surprising that as of today, February 27th, it's shut down. Yeah, we heard that this was going to be shut down at the end of last year. As the official announcement at the time noted, the plug being pulled on the game means you can no longer play it further. All gameplay data on the game servers has been deleted. If you were one of the few still playing the game in 2023, you're out of luck. Now that game has been shut down, it's unlikely to ever be revived. There have been a few examples of games being shut down and then later returning, but this is a very rare and requires unique circumstances. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty big bust, dude. If you guys need more out of that. Elden Ring DLC Shadow of the Erdtree has been confirmed. The long-awaited expansion is officially in development. Elden Ring DLC titled Shadow of the Erdtree has been confirmed. In a tweet this morning, developer From Software announced an upcoming expansion that is currently in development. An attached image shows an extinguished Erdtree with a lone figure in the distance standing among a field of spectral gravestones. Rise, Tarnished, and let us walk a new path together. An upcoming expansion for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is currently in development. Tweeted out. Bro. Jeez, Doc. Just can't win, huh? Yo, you must be busy here lately, man. You just been getting slammed? Smoothie Land, dude? And a separate tweet from Software's account also announced the DLC with a message translated via Twitter suggested that the follow-up report is still a little ahead. That suggests that we're not getting any details just yet, but that more information is on the way. I'm no expert on Elden Ring lore, but it's interesting to speculate around that imagery might tell us about where we are. Clearly Torrent in the foreground, but I'm not confident about the figure with him. Looking at her hair, I'd guess Fia. That could point towards the expansion taking place after the Age of Duskborn ending. The Deathbed Companion is pretty relevant to that conclusion to the game, which sees a harrowing fog return the cycle of mortality to the lands between. That's purely speculation on my part, and I'm sure plenty of other theories are being crafted as I type this. I've already seen one theory that suggests the figure is Melina or even Miquella. Surprise confirmation has been emphatically well received, especially after disappointment at a lack of DLC announcement during the game's anniversary event last week. The Elden Ring Coliseum update, which launched in December, was a welcome addition, but the community has been crying out for a full expansion, and now it appears its calls have finally been answered. Yeah, I think we all kind of knew that this game was going to be getting some kind of expansion. Yeah. Oh, sick, dude. Yeah, great, dude. Fantastic. Nice, dude. Congratulations. That's awesome, buddy. The new biz. Are we talking Salsa Land? So we got Smoothie Land, Smoothie World, and Salsa Land, right? Is that what we're talking about here? What are you gonna salsa on pause? What, are you gonna start building computers for people? Smoothie business booming. So you just like what, like a new shop or something? What's going on? Oh, you just mean the new biz because of everything that went down for, um, like all the franchising stuff or whatever that happened before? Is that what you're talking about? Talk to me, dude. Explain. Just the rebrand. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, yeah. Right on. Cool, man. Yo, I expect a trial jar of some of this salsa though. Yeah. Yeah. I figured, man. Yeah, it seemed like you'd been working really hard to get it going again. Yeah, but it's good. It sounds like it's going well, dude. Yeah, in February too, man. That's great. That's great. Yeah, solid, man. Good stuff. I'm happy for you, man. Cool, man. So Elden Ring DLC coming our way. For Spoken developer, Luminous Productions is to be merged into Square. Oh, dude, that's the way I like it, baby. You know how I like it. Yo, you let me be the judge of that. All right, my guy. You farmer boys. Jesus. No, jeez. Well, hook it up and we'll see. Yeah. Luminous is being merged into Square. Luminous, the development studio behind Forspoken, is set to be fully merged into Square Enix. Hey, dog, let's go. Make sure it's raw, though. You know what I'm saying? In a press release issued today, Square Enix Holdings, which oversees all the company's businesses, including gaming, publishing, manga, film, merchandise, etc., announced that Luminous would be merging into Square Enix. Square Enix Holdings announced that it will merge its wholly owned subsidiary, Luminous Productions, into its wholly owned subsidiary, Square Enix, effective Monday, May 1st. The merger is part of the company's efforts to further bolster the competitive prowess of the group's development studios, a goal set forth under its current medium-term business strategy. Square has developed numerous AAA high-def games and possesses a wealth of intellectual property and content. Luminous Productions is meanwhile equipped not only with AAA title development capabilities, but also technical expertise in areas such as game engine development and releasing games in terrible states. Lol. Combining the two entities will further enhance the group's ability to develop HD games. Luminous then released its own statement on Twitter in which it stated that it was still working on Forspoken content, including a previously unannounced patch intended to improve the game's performance, which was desperately needed, and DLC named In Tanto We Trust, which is planned for summer. Please. Beginning on May 1st, our talent team will join Square Enix to deliver new innovative gaming experiences to players across the globe. Luminous's statement reads. Forspoken was released to middling reviews, with its Metacritic score currently sitting at 64 on PS5 and 63 on PC. Not very good. Beyond Good and Evil faces another setback. Are we surprised? One of the longest games to be in development ever, Beyond Good and Evil. This year will mark the 20th anniversary of Beyond Good and Evil, Ubisoft's critically acclaimed adventure game. Ubisoft Montpellier has been working on a follow-up for quite some time. The project continues to suffer from countless delays and restarts, just like Ubisoft's other game, Black Flag. Or not Black Flag, it was Black Flag is Assassin's Creed, right? It's Skull and Bones, my bad. According to Kotaku, the sequel has hit another snag, as staff were reportedly informed last week that managing director Carmona had left the company for an undisclosed reason. Jeez. Kotaku also notes, tacos sound good. Kotaku? Is that what I said? I must have food on my mind. Kotaku also notes that the studio is currently under investigation from local authorities over an unprecedented number of developers experiencing burnout and going on sick leave. A spokesperson for Ubi revealed steps the company is taking to avoid burnout. The health and wellness of our teams is an ongoing priority, the Ubisoft spokesperson told Kotaku. Given the length of the development cycle with Good and Evil 2, the team is undergoing Undergoing well-being assessments. Oh, okay, my bad. Well-being assessments through a third party for preventative measures and to evaluate where additional support may be needed. Yeah, check this out. Last year, Beyond Good and Evil 2 officially became the longest video game ever in development, overtaking a record originally set by Duke Nukem Forever. The first trailer for Beyond Good and Evil 2 was released all the way back in 2008. The project has seen a steady stream of starts and stops over the last 14 years. One second. Apologize. Yeah, a report last November stated the current build of the game seemed to be in early development, had seemingly been rebooted since the last time Ubi showcased the game. At this point, it's hard to say when Beyond Good and Evil might actually happen, probably never. The original game was a cult classic, but sold fairly poorly. After more than 20 years, it's hard to imagine a follow-up or even a game that takes place at the same universe. In the same universe, excuse me. That might be a big contributing factor to the sequel's struggles, as Ubi tries to figure out exactly what to do with the game. One thing is for sure, fans are going to be waiting a very long time to see it. Are going to be? They have been waiting, dude. Yeah. 14 years at this point. 14 years. Jeez, dude. Insane. Game developer apologizes for racist cartoon. The developer behind the controversial and popular Atomic Heart has apologized for including a racist cartoon after gamers discovered it in the game. Mundfish, the controversial Russian developer behind the popular recent release Atomic Heart, has apologized for the inclusion of a cartoon depicting a racist caricature in the game. The cartoon was first discovered by a Twitter user before being shared to video game forum Reset Era. The clip shared shows of old Soviet cartoon in which a racist depiction of a person of color is present. The cartoon in question is New Pagodi, often called Well, Just You Wait in English, and referred to as The Hare and the Wolf in other regions, and is a real cartoon that aired in the Soviet Union from the late 60s to the early 90s. The series is described as similar to Tom and Jerry and has a hare defending itself against a hungry wolf in a series of slapstick situations. The series in its whole plays out in one of Atomic Heart's save rooms, and the racist caricature is on screen for about a second. Nonetheless, some players did see it in the game, and many expressed their discontent with it. There's no excuse not editing that out, when Reset Era user said, regardless of its old, if it's old, idiots. The more I hear about this game, the worse it gets, said another. Some users pointed out in the thread that the cartoon won a Russian poll in 2014, naming it the favorite cartoon or animated series of all time. Others pointed to it as roughly indicative of the time period in the game, which is set in the 1950s USSR. Mudfish has reportedly responded to the criticism, apologizing for its inclusion and promising to remove the offending sections. The Mudfish team thanks the PC Gamer contributor for bringing this lack of sensitivity to our attention. Mudfish reportedly said, "We apologize if using the vintage cartoon or music has caused hurt or insult. We will edit the parts in question." Yeah, Ukraine leadership recently said it wants the popular Russian game banned, writing to digital storefronts like Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation asking to have the game removed. The country's deputy minister of digital transformation said the game's toxicity, as well as concerns over player data, were the reason for the calls for the ban. It comes after the Aussie composer for the game donated his fee, pledging all of his earnings to for working on the game to Red Cross Australia's Ukraine crisis appeal. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this. There's a lot of gray area in it, man, and there's a lot that we probably don't know as well. But there's definitely looks like there's some ties to the investors of the game, and those investors having ties to the Russian state as well. So there's reason to be concerned. But as far as like Mudfish themselves as developers, I don't think that they really made this game in any kind of way of trying to be malicious. It was just a fictional type setting, and this game has been in development since 2018. I mean, it's just unfortunate that the state of the world is where we're at right now with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. It's unfortunate. It's tragic and it's terrible. And I don't think that there would be nearly the amount of controversy around this game if it wasn't for that being the case. But I think that there's probably a lot of information that the public doesn't have in regards to the situation. And it's not just black and white, man. I don't think it doesn't come off as anyways. There's a lot of gray area in regards to what to take into consideration regarding the ins and outs of this particular game and the controversy surrounding it. Splatoon 3 Fresh Season Update Live patch notes released. A new update has been released for Splatoon 3, bringing the Nintendo Switch game up to version 3.0.0. On March 1st, the new Fresh season is set to begin, and today's update will prepare the game ahead of time. Nintendo has spent the last few weeks pulling back the curtain on the new season and revealing what fans can expect to see. Players that purchase the new expansion pass will also have the opportunity to travel back to Inkopolis from the original Splatoon game on Wii U. Full patch notes from Nintendo's official website can be found below. Changes to DLC, added support for Inkopolis DLC. Players who have purchased the Splatoon 3 expansion pass, Inkopolis and Side Order DLC can now travel between Inkopolis and Splatsville using the train station in the square. Inkopolis has the same shops and features as Splatsville. The shops in Inkopolis also have the same lineup of products as Splatsville. If you buy something in one location, it will be sold out for the day at both locations. So on March 1st, data relating to Fresh Season 2023 will be added to the game, including a new catalog, including new gear, titles, splash tags, decorations, stickers, and emotes, new gear brand Z plus F, about 126 new items added to store product lineups, 2 new battle stages, Umami Ruins and Monta Maria, 2 new special weapons, Kraken Royale, and Super Chomp. 12 new sets of existing main weapons paired with different sub and special weapons, 23 new table turf battle cards, prizes that can be obtained by trading fish scales at Grisco. You can earn more catalog points than usual during the week before the end of the season thanks to a special closeout bonus. Added the pool feature. Pool feature allows players to send and receive notifications with other players in the same pool. Players can enter a phrase to join a pool by opening the lobby menu, selecting the notifications tab, and pressing the plus button. For example, if you enter Turf War fans, you'll be able to send receive notifications with players who have also entered Turf War fans, and you'll be able to join or drop in on each other's games using notifications. While there isn't a limit on how many people can join the same pool, there may be cases in which notifications won't be sent to all members if a large number of players are connected to the same pool simultaneously. When you receive an invitation to play or a fresh notification, it will be displayed on the screen. Changes in multiplayer, new special weapons have been added. Weapon sets with these specials will be available in the shops at the start of Fresh Season 2023. Kraken Royale, Super Chump. New weapons have also been added. These weapons will be available in the shops at the start of the Fresh Season. Neo Sploosh-O-Matic, Neo Splash-O-Matic, Inzap 89, the 96 Gal Deco, Custom Jet Squelcher, L3 Nozzle Nose D, Rapid Blaster Deco, Clash Blaster Neo, Crack On Splat Roller, Z plus F Splat Charger, Z plus F Splatter Scope, Tri Slosher Nouveau, yeah. Specifications for some main weapons have changed. There's a lot more in here for the, dude, there's a lot of stuff. I'll link it. You guys can read the rest. That's probably the main points anyways, but if anybody's playing Splatoon, you can read the rest of it right there, okay? The Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition to launch on March 7th. Let's watch this real quick.
Peggy 18.
Peggy 18.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
Attention all qualified customers of the colonies.
I want to play this
Choice
game.
Has a very important question.
Shall we get back to mischief or what?
What if there was a product that everyone loved, but then we gave it better looks?
When I'm out walking, I strut my stuff.
Better speed. Better everything.
I just might stop to check you out.
Remember, Spacer's Choice is a family, so overtime is really
congested.
family time.
Would having that product make you a better person? Yes, it would. Now, because we spent our entire budget on it, back to the song.
Let me go on. Like I glister in the sun. Let me go on. These hands, I know you're the one.
Well, that's DMCA music for sure. So,
Spacer's Choice Edition includes improved visuals, increased level cap, and every piece of DLC. Only 5 colonists were harmed in the making of this app.
Taste the freedom.
yeah, there's probably a good amount of that audio that's going to have to be cut out for the YouTube upload. Yeah. All right. Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition is set to launch on March 7th, 2023 on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The Spacer's Choice Edition will include the base game and include both DLCs, Murder on Eridanos and Peril on Gorgon, and have an MSRP of $60 US. If you own the base game and its DLCs already for previous console gens, then you can upgrade for only $10. Check out a new trailer above. Read, yep. Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition is the ultimate way for new and returning fans alike to experience the beloved RPG. Higher resolution graphics, a dynamic weather system, overhauled lighting and environments, improved performance and load times, enhanced details on characters, and increased level cap, and much more awaits spacers who bravely and boldly carve their path through the conspiratorial Halcyon colony. Outer Worlds Spacer's Choice Edition includes Outer Worlds base game, both DLCs, Murder, for $60. Yeah. We already talked about that. Okay. If you need this, I'll link it. Paradox. Is gearing up to set the gaming news world on fire. Scotty's on fire, chat. Shut up. Not you guys. The website. Shut up. Not you. I'd never tell you guys to shut up. Never, ever, chat. When last have you thought about Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2? Excuse me. Now, I'll be honest, ever since the original developer, Hardsuit Labs, was removed from the project in 2021, the game has been entirely off my radar. And even though work is still being done on the game, according to Paradox Interactive, at any rate, I can't bring myself to get excited about it again. Talking about this now because Paradox is gearing up to set the gaming news world on fire by announcing 3 brand new games, including a game from City Skylines developer Colossal Order and 4 new expansions next Monday. Talk about starting March off with a bang. From what we know, Paradox Interactive will reveal Colossal Order's next title, a new game from developer Harebrained Schemes, who worked on Shadowrun and Battletech, and a new project from Rod Humble, known for The Sims. We also know there will be expansion reveals for Crusader Kings 3 and Europa Universalis 4, and several other announcements from Paradox Arc, Paradox Interactive's indie-focused label. All these announcements and more will be revealed during the Paradox announcement show. Readers wanting to watch the show can follow the link here to save the date. Paradox Announcement Show 2023 will go live on YouTube and Twitch on Monday the 6th of March at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. what, dude? Oh, bro. That's like... That says 9 Pacific. That would be like 11 o'clock Central. I'm guessing... Oh, that says... Wait, 09 though. Is that... Yeah, I'm guessing that's 09. So I'm guessing because these are being listed like okay, cool. Yo, random emote time. That was yesterday? What are you talking about? What world are you living in, dog? Brother, oh, it was so close. Dude, what is going on? Oh my god. We're both so close, man. Jesus. Your melons is jagging with us. Yo, I think it's actually going to be like 10 o'clock. No, 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock a.m., I think. Let's verify this, though. Yeah, it's 9 a.m. Pacific. So 11 o'clock our time and 12 noon Eastern. Cool, man. So what we will do... Let's pull this up. This might be a better to keep us in the note. Yeah. I like that. I'm going to bookmark that. We'll watch that. This coming Monday, right? This coming Monday. Is that right? Or not this coming Monday, but a week from this. Yeah, it is this coming Monday. This coming Monday. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm out of my mind. This coming Monday. Yeah. So we got like just under a week, and this will kick off, and we'll watch it. We'll take a break for lunch. We'll just take a break for lunch, man, and we'll watch this. Cool. That'll be cool. We'll see what they got to show us. Nice. All right. Cool, baby. Nice. Firewall Ultra will utilize the full power of Unreal Engine 5. What is Firewall Ultra, dude? Epic Games recently held a Q&A session with First Focus Entertainment talking about the upcoming exclusive PSVR 2 shooter. Focal point was the implementation of Unreal Engine and how it's going to elevate the VR experience. You can read the full blog post here, as well as check out some of the exciting features coming to Firewall Ultra via the UE5 video below. Via UE5 in the video below. They didn't state that very well. Let's see this. Dude, I can't believe we were just... Both of us were so close, man.
Raven here.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head from the other trailer, dude.
According to your
Outer
reputation,
Worlds trailer.
you have the right skills for the job. If you're interested, the risk is high. but so is the reward.
You were
have multiple
panicking?
Contracts, from
About
solo
what?
intel gathering to Team Strike Force operations.
Thought I was calling someone?
Locations are hot. You're never there. If you're compromised,
Because I was singing? Is that why?
are you ready?
Oh, the phone ringing is in the beginning of the video. Oh, I was like, maybe what I was seeing was like close to like what your ring does or something. I don't know. That's funny, dude. Looks like it could be cool, man. Yeah, we'll see how PSVR 2 does. I mean, look. Here's the thing that's crazy. You know, it's like, obviously, I mean, for anybody that's in the console market, that's really into console stuff that doesn't play PC either, that is really, really wanting to get into VR stuff. I mean, PlayStation's the place, right? But dude, I mean, you're going to be paying $550 US for the PSVR 2, whereas, and that's the only piece of hardware you could ever use that headset on. As opposed to, you know, if you get into the PC space, then, you know, paying that much, you get a pretty quality piece of gear, even though I'm not a fan of, you know, like Quest, because it comes out of Meta, or Facebook, or Fluffy Rainbow Kitten Barbecue, you know, Sweet Baby Ray's boy, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's a quality piece of hardware, and it can be used on any compatible piece of hardware, you know, outside of you know, the console. So I mean, there's a bit of a difference to take into consideration there, but everybody's got their preference and everything, and we'll see how PSVR 2 does. We already read an article not too long ago about, before the PSVR 2 released, PlayStation was not real happy about their pre-order sales for it. So I think my take is, like, you notice that PlayStation's, this is the second time they've made their a VR headset. They had, the first version was for PS4, right? And now they've got PSVR 2 for the PS5. But Xbox isn't creating anything. I think basically what Xbox is probably going to be doing is making integration possible for using like outside peripherals like a Quest or a HTC Vive headset or whatever to be used on their platforms. That would be my guess. They don't look like they have any want to be investing in hardware VR headsets specifically for their console. But my guess is they'll probably work in some capacity to make the Xbox consoles moving forward compatible with outside non-proprietary, you know, VR headsets. But probably not the PlayStation headsets. You know what I mean? We'll see. Escape from Tarkov developer under fire after video claims to reveal widespread cheating. A content creator using cheats alleged that 60% of the 125 raids he tested had other cheaters in it. God dang it. Why do people... I just don't understand. Why? Escape from Tarkov developer Battlestate has issued a statement outlining its plans to tackle cheaters in the game, following the release of a community-made video that appears to show how prevalent cheating is in Tarkov. On Saturday, February 25th, a video titled "The Wiggle That Killed Tarkov" showed content creator Goat using cheats to work out how many cheaters appeared in raids. To do so, Goat wiggled to players his cheats highlighted through walls and floors. Other players frequently wiggled back, outing themselves as using cheats by showing that they could also see him. The content creator claims to have investigated 125 raids using cheats, and although he never encountered anyone using the likes of fly hacking or invincibility, he stated there were obvious cheaters in about 60% of my raids. Goat's findings prompted an outcry from the Tarkov community. Many posts in the Escape from Tarkov Reddit alleged that Battlestate Games does not do enough to prevent hacking, with several days of backlash leading to lead developer Nikita Boyanov releasing a statement on the following day, Sunday, February the 26th. Quote, every time for a long time, unfortunately, one way or another, a problem with cheaters pops up and people immediately start blaming us for not caring, wrote Boyanov. We have always been concerned about this problem, and the work to catch cheaters is always going on. They usually come in waves. Right now, we ban several thousand cheaters a day, and usually most of them are blocked after playing a little. Boyanov added the game's third-party anti-cheat software, BattleEye, continues to improve and has been updated 4 times in the last week. Additionally, Battlestate Games will update its anti-cheat soon. Plans to start working on a new hacker detection method to automate it and improve the overall quality and speed of cheater detection and banning. Finally, Boyanov shares that players will soon be notified of players they report are banned. However, the statement has been criticized by players who do not believe tangible changes will be delivered. Others have pointed out that Boyanov's statement is similar to one he released several years ago, claim cheating has become even worse since then. Last year, Battlestate Games said fighting hackers is one of the most prioritized tasks at the studio, with Boyanov claiming he is constantly asked about improving the game's anti-cheat. Earlier in the month, Tarkov started using community volunteers to crack down on cheating. It's always a cat and mouse game, you know what I mean? It's like they find ways to prevent the cheating that's currently happening. Cheaters find ways to implement new ways to cheat because the old ways got ousted and prevented and you know, a big part of this is always the cycle. It's gross. It feels bad for developers, and it's hard for them to continually stay on the ball, preventing cheating and cheaters from playing the game, cheating from being in the game, and cheaters from being able to continue to play the game. But that's one of the big things I think is finding ways, and we're seeing developers take more of a stance at implementing measures to prevent players from getting numerous accounts that they can play on after accounts get banned. I think that's one of the biggest ways in which you can prevent cheating. If you outright ban cheating and you make it to where people can only have one account and they get banned, it's really, really, really going to I think limit the propensity for people to want to implement hacks and cheats in a game, because they're going to seriously be running the risk of getting the only account that they can use for the game banned out. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's never an easy thing for developers. So see what happens. See what happens. What's going on? Stop it. Tears of the Kingdom DLC seemingly teased by Nintendo. DLC for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom may be on the way, as Nintendo seemingly teased it for months ahead of its release date. When looking at Tears of the Kingdom's official website, players will notice a section dedicated to the game's digital edition. It reads, buy the digital version and download it directly to your Switch system, no code required, plus earn My Nintendo Gold points you can use towards more games and DLC. The asterisks in this section point players to the bottom of the website where additional footnotes are available. The footnote attached to the asterisk beside the Nintendo Gold points just explains how the points work. It's the footnote tied to the DLC asterisks that caught the attention of various people online, asking users on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit. The note for the asterisk reads, full version of the game required to use DLC sold separately. Although no game was in the footnote, its presence in the Tears of the Kingdom website seems to hint and tease that the game just might be getting a DLC. Whether Nintendo intentionally placed this footnote here or not, we won't know. However, this just might be the sign we need to expect a DLC for Tears of the Kingdom. Of course, this is not set in stone. There's no specific game title in the footnote. This might just be a general reminder to players that DLCs bought on the Nintendo Store using the aforementioned gold points will need the base game. Yeah. Could there potentially be DLC? Yeah. Will we know for sure until we get something official? No. People are going to make more they're always going to try to make more out of something that's got a lot of hype around it. So that's quite, we see this kind of stuff all the time. Yeah, I don't know, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo, was already getting DLC ready to be released, a month after this game releases too. So we know how those gimmicks work. Elden Ring creator is looking to multiplayer games like Escape from Tarkov for inspiration, also stopping short of promising any future new Elden Ring content for now. While playing Elden Ring can, if you want, be a completely solitary experience, that's the way I played it. I played through Elden Ring the first time. I've only played through it once. I played through it on release. I turned all online multiplayer functionality off. I wanted to experience the game for everything it had to offer without people invading. And I wanted to experience it without being able to call on people for help as well. So one of its best features is its multiplayer, PvP and PvE, and the esoteric messages players leave for one another that have become something of their own meme culture. Given the unique nature of all these multiplayer interactions, it's only natural that director Hidetaka Miyazaki has been doing a lot of thinking about multiplayer technology and how it's used in games other than his own. Speaking to IGN following Elden Ring's 5 wins, including Game of the Year at the 26th Annual DICE Awards, Miyazaki brought up the subject of multiplayer when he asked him what new technologies, trends, or ideas in gaming he finds inspiring or exciting right now. Quote, I'm not really sure whether this is the latest trend, but the multiplayer elements that in terms of both technology and the game designs, we keep updating them, he said. So I'm really interested in that as one of the fans and one of the creators, especially speaking of Escape from Tarkov, for example. So I'm basically paying attention to those elements as a creator and fan of the game. Excuse me. Quote, other folks of the industry, they keep updating multiplayer network functionality and the game design in order to change the way that players are involved in the gameplay and how the players are used as one of the resources for the gameplay. So that's why I'm paying attention to these elements. Very simple. We also asked Miyazaki if Elden Ring's incredible critical award-winning and financial success meant that we'd likely see more Elden Ring in the future. Miyazaki told us that its success was not a factor in deciding what From Software wanted to make next. Obviously, Elden Ring is a commercial success, he said. Everybody's aware about that, but it doesn't really affect what we're going to create next. We basically keep creating the game we want to create. That's our policy. It's very simple. Now, we do know that From Software is very, very dedicated right now towards bringing out Armored Core 6, as well as apparently they are on their way towards bringing out what we just read this morning in Elden Ring DLC, right? Hard to deny how lucrative Elden Ring has been for From Software and Bandai. Just a few days ago, we learned it had surpassed 20 million units sold and was the game of the year not just at DICE, but at the New York Game Awards and the Game Awards too. And it was IGN's best game of 2022. Even if all that success isn't swaying Miyazaki and From Software, the team certainly seems to like the universe enough to revisit it, as Miyazaki previously has teased at least some form of new content. It's been announced. Yeah, it's been announced. They didn't catch it in this yet. This was probably written up before that announcement came out yesterday or today. But we do know that Elden Ring is getting DLC at this point. We saw it earlier today. Also, it looks like From Software is going to be publishing their own games moving forward. They have had some investment from like Sony and maybe one other place. Was it Tencent? I don't know. But they've had some investment in their company, not to the point of like not being able to make their own decisions about the games and stuff moving forward, but they've had some investment in their company, which we read later last year that they're trying to turn around into creating their own publishing as well. So they're trying to get away from having Bandai Namco as their publisher and have their own development / publishing internally, so they can publish their own games and not have to rely on an outside publisher anymore. If you weren't aware. Last article I have for the day. If anybody has anything to add, let me know in chat. We'll discuss it before we move on to Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, Day 5. Cool. Popular OG Xbox games only $2 for a limited time. 2 more popular OG Xbox games are currently on sale over on the Microsoft Store for $2 a pop for a limited time. The OG Xbox, PS2, and Nintendo GameCube era is considered by many as the greatest generation in console gaming. A big reason this case is made is because of all the compelling games that released during this generation. Many of these series are still kicking to this day, but many have also been dormant for a long time. While a new Time Splitters is finally in development at Radical Entertainment and Deep Silver, right now the series remains dormant. The popular shooter series has been dormant since 2005. That said, if you can't wait for the new installment to revisit the series, you can bypass the wait, pick up entries 2 and 3 in the series, Time Splitters 2 and Time Splitters Future Perfect, right now for the aforementioned price point. As you may know, the former Time Splitters 2 is widely considered one of the best shooters of this era of gaming. Limited time deal, only available for another 8 days as of the moment of this writing. After this period finishes, the games will revert back to their normal price points of $10. Rather than pay $4 to play 2 classics, you would have to pay $20 after the sale ends. While the pair of games are classic Xbox games, they are playable on Xbox One, S, and X via backwards compatibility. They've got trailers in here for them, links, all that stuff. Here you go. There you go, chat. And I will bookmark this, and we will keep that for this coming Monday, March 6th. We will watch the Paradox Interactive announcement while we do some lunch. We'll probably break our gaming up into 2 different segments. We'll do a morning segment of gaming after the news, and then we'll dive into the afternoon segment after we watch the Paradox Interactive announcement. Show stuff cool. That's it, man. That's the jam. That's the news, baby, for today, February 28th, the last day of February for 2023. You guys rock. Thanks for being you. And thanks for being a part of this and part of this community and for being a part of the news segment. Okay. We're going to move on. We're going to get into our gaming stuff. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Day 5. But if anybody's checking out this content, whether it be if anybody's checking out this content, specifically the news segment or any of our episodes of playthroughs or clips and highlights, whether it be stuff we've set up for people to watch here on the Twitch channel as highlights or VODs on the YouTube channel, then see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us. We go live at 6 a.m. CST every single day. Start off all of our streams with video gaming news before we jump into whatever gaming content we have planned for the rest of the day, okay? Great job, everyone. Great job. Other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind, and we will catch everybody tomorrow for March 1st's edition of Video Gaming News and more Bloodstained. Go. Bro.